With the recent reveal that the BeatemUps leak was fake, a lot of us have been wondering, what now for Animal Crossing? So in this video, me and my sister are going to be discussing everything when it comes to leaks that we know are maybe possible and what we want for Animal Crossing 2026. Because it's still coming out that year.
Yes.
If you guys are unfamiliar on how we do our discussion style videos, in the background is just going to be me playing Animal Crossing for the first time. 5 years ago now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So feel free to alt tab, put us in a separate tab while you clean, while you work, while you do something. But yeah, let's get right into it. I guess talking about the biggest thing, the whole reason why we're doing this, the BeatemUps leak situation. I think we could briefly talk about that.
Yeah. So for my understanding was that he just kind of basically put out a false rumor about that Animal Crossing was going to be announced on the Direct.
Yeah, so I think it was kind of just poor planning on his part, to be honest, because he wanted to do an experiment where to see how misinformation spread when it comes to Nintendo news. Because that seems it's I'm not gonna say it's a problem, but it's you hear it happening a lot more to Nintendo community than you do the PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to an Animal Crossing defense, that is just something you should not experiment about.
Yeah.
It is serious business.
I've talked to him and I've told him I think like the experiment was okay. It does suck that you kind of not use people, but essentially I feel like if he just said it would have been a Direct and that was it, he still could have gotten the same results without as much of the backlash.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. I guess another thing that I don't quite understand is that, like, for why come, like, when BeatemUps says, like, a rumor, everyone's so automatically going to believe it? Like, what kind of credibility does he have?
It was the
you know what I
first
mean?
time he's ever done something like that, though. Like, that was the thing.
Okay, so then well, what is up with all the hate then? Because then if that's the case, then that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
because like any other like Nintendo tuber can put out a rumor, but it's not that big of a deal if it's wrong.
But
you know
it's
what I mean?
Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Like I said, we don't mess around with Animal Crossing.
I think that's the problem. Like everyone got really excited that Animal Crossing was supposedly coming out in 2026.
As we should.
Yeah. And it turned out to not be the case. But I guess I don't really want to get too into it. I have multiple videos talking about it. Is this how you kind of heard or got excited for Animal Crossing 2026? Was this leak?
I feel like I was always excited when I hear anything related to Animal Crossing, whether it's like a new entirely game. So the second when the Switch 2 came out, okay, the biggest question is, are we getting another Animal Crossing?
Yes.
Right? They kind of put a hold on New Horizon when the original Switch came out. They haven't had an update since 2.0, which was literally like 4 years ago in October. We haven't got anything left. So they kind of abandoned the game. Came out with the Switch 2. Not only are they coming out with Pokemon ZA, an entirely new Pokemon game in itself. Okay, what about Animal Crossing? You know what I mean? So then the thing started kind of flying around on the media. I've been seeing this thing called like Animal Crossing like Hometown.
What?
Which is
I haven't heard of that.
You haven't seen that, brother?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so that was the first thing I ever saw. It was obviously either AI, fake, or like a fan like edited it.
Yeah.
But it's basically like, yeah, so instead of Animal Crossing New Horizons, it's Animal Crossing Hometown. If I can send you a photo, actually, let me look it up real quick and I'll send it to you on Discord.
Yes.
But yeah, it looks legit. And so that was the first thing that I saw. I'm like, oh shoot, no way, we might get a new Animal Crossing game. Then obviously, like, you kind of started throwing the idea out there like it was coming in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole BeatemUps. So hearing another person kind of like, obviously he didn't confirm anything. He just threw it out there. I was like, oh hell yeah, we get a new game.
So So when it comes to me, I think BeatemUps like led me to create the Animal Crossing 2026 video, the one that has like 50,000 views now. But originally I was compiling data when it came to this leaker or insider named Midori. They no longer do any leaks, but they leaked out code names for Switch 2 games that have already been announced. So, for example, they leaked out Spiral. This was like, what, 3 years ago? And Splatoon Raiders is in what's called the Spiral Lite Islands.
Oh.
So we can like assume.
Interesting.
Yeah. And he previously leaked out a codename called Codename Owl. And, that could only really mean one thing. And apparently it was developed by EPD5, which is the same team who makes Animal Crossing, New Horizons, and Splatoon. So, I mean, that's where like my original hope came from, not from the BeatemUps leak, but from, Midori and that codename.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then once you heard Beat 'em Up talk about it, then you're like, oh, that's like a second
and then
type of thing.
So this is what I was kind of saying to BeatemUps and like about the whole situation was I wasn't just reporting on him. I was reporting on him and then other leakers. We're going to go into some other concepts leaked by another person, Nash, Weedle. But with the combination of like 3 different people saying Animal Crossing should be coming out within the next year, that just kind of like, And that's what leads me to believe that we're still getting Animal Crossing 2026, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm sending you what the first thing that I saw on the media when the Switch 2 came out. I sent you on Discord, but it's essentially just different types of edits of Animal Crossing Hometown. And so I was like, oh, we're getting a new game. And then more and more people started talking about it. BeatemUps talked about it, you talked about it, and then so it's like...
You believe this?
Like... Well, obviously, it's fake, okay?
Yeah.
But then, again, if you're talking in code names, people didn't really know what exactly was going to happen with Animal Crossing. It's just like, we just all kind of just threw ideas out there. And I think all those ideas just kind of turned into rumors, and then those rumors just kind of built up to people just simply believing it. But, I mean... Yeah, we can dive into the whole what I think is going to happen for the new Animal Crossing if we get one, when we get one. But
yeah, so I mean, are you? Or first, I want to say, like, I get what you're saying. That concept kind of just put into your mind that we could have gotten something.
Right.
Yeah.
But spoiler alert, we didn't.
I completely get that. But do you still think that we're getting Animal Crossing in 2026?
Yeah, or at least I just might be like delusional, but yeah, I do. I really do.
I still think, like, I don't know, I could be coping. I still have so many video ideas when it comes to Animal Crossing, and
I'm just being delusional, or I don't want to believe it. But I think we are getting one. Yeah, I really do.
100%.
Yes.
I
1000%.
It's like it was the second best selling game on the Switch 1, so. I just cannot see them not.
Yeah, I can't see them either. And I also have like this, I don't want to say theory, okay? I'm going to say, again, this is not, for people listening, this is not proven. It's not factual. I just have a theory.
Wait, the preface that. Yeah.
So when the original Switch 1 came out, obviously they had its Mario bundle, right? And
wait, Switch 1 never had a Mario bundle. I guess you're talking about the holiday bundle, right?
Yeah. Like, you know how like it's like, oh, you could get a Switch. It's like like that package deal or whatever, and you can get like Mario Kart.
I don't think it was like ever discounted. Like, you'd still pay $60, but I do see
you could get it together, right? Or no?
Yeah, only in the holiday season. Are you talking about the Switch 2?
No, I'm talking about the first they first put out the first Switch.
Original Switch, the only kind of bundle they had, I believe, was only Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and that was, I think it was $450, or not $450, $350. So it was $50 more.
Like that package, or like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Switch itself was never redesigned. It was the classic red and blue Joy-Cons Switch.
Okay. I mean, it has been, but
and later down the road, when the biggest game that came out on the Switch at the time was Splatoon. So they came out again with another bundle, but they also came out with a new design with the Joy-Cons, right? Okay.
So I think you're a little confused. I don't think
orange or something like that.
It wasn't ever a bundle. It was only just the Switch itself.
Maybe bundle isn't like the right word, but this is stick with me.
Are
right
you
here.
talking about like
This
themed
is
switches?
yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So they kind of had that. Right. Yeah, they kind of had that, and because the Switch came out in March, the first Switch.
Yes.
Then it had to take a whole nother year before Animal Crossing in March again to come out. But when they came out with it in March, the second year of it being out, that's when they came out with Animal Crossing, and that's when it had its own design on the Switch. It was like full blown, like it had its own dock. Like the back of the Switch had like the imprinting on it, the two different two-tone colored Joy-Cons. So my theory is same thing with the Switch 2. The Switch 2 just came out. Honestly, give it another year because people are going to be anticipating regardless. So now we're in 2026. But when the game comes out, I feel like the next variation color of the Switch might also come out because you have the new Mario Kart, the game that came out. Hold on, stick with me.
Okay.
We're all anticipating Pokemon ZA. Okay, that's the second big, so that's equivalent to Splatoon. Okay.
What about Splatoon Raiders?
You know, I didn't think that far.
Okay, but continue.
So give it a year, 2026, we're getting an Animal Crossing, maybe potentially with a new color variation of the Switch 2.
I could see that.
That's my theory.
That's a very solid point. I could definitely see Animal Crossing 2026 launch with the first Switch 2 edition Animal Crossing, like if that makes sense. Yeah. I think what you're saying bundle, I'm thinking of pack-in title with the game. But I think what you're saying is just overall design and colorway.
Yeah.
Because I think like looking back, when it came to the Switch 1, was Animal Crossing the only one that got a design? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was the first one that like actually like broke the traditional just only different color Joy-Cons. And in fact, they went too far because the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons for the Switch 1, it's the green and blue. But then also behind the green and the blue, it's also that cream color. So it has two colors on one Joy-Con, and then also the back of the Switch, like behind the screen, like the monitor, always has those engravings of like the little islands and like little villagers, and it's like matte and like you know. And then they also like designed the dock itself. You know, it's not the traditional black. So Animal Crossing was the first game that completely had like a transformation design on the Switch 1. But again, that waited a year from the prior release date.
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee got one with. It wasn't crazy Joy-Cons though.
Yeah, it was just because normally they just switch up the Joy-Con colors. That's pretty much all they did.
But it was the first limited edition to have a different dock.
I'm fact checking you right now.
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the Switch. Yeah, I mean, I think I like.
Oh yeah, I had a Pikachu and Eevee on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, if you look at it, it's still that traditional black color. Like it wasn't fully.
It wasn't like a completely new.
It was just like they kind of put a sticker on it type of thing. Yeah, obviously, I know
it was a completely new plastic.
What I mean?
It was a completely new. I think
right, new color, new design, new everything.
I really don't know. Yeah, because you are right. The Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch was, I believe, the first Switch to change it up in that massive of a way.
But obviously, the shape is still the same. That's the only thing that's like the same.
Well, because like you also had the Mario Red Switch, if that makes sense. That came out when Mario Odyssey back in 2023.
That's right. I forgot about Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I think there's holes, but I could see what you're thinking. So just to confirm. You're saying that the Animal Crossing, whenever it comes out, is going to be with a limited edition Switch.
Yeah, it's going to have its own moment for sure. And it's probably going to be in March because that's just Animal Crossing's birthday.
Yeah, okay, so that's a good topic. When do you think it'll come out? Like in the summer, around March?
Oh yeah, for sure in the spring.
Yeah.
1000%.
I think I could agree. Honestly, I'm thinking almost exactly a year later. From what do you want to call it? From the Switch 2's launch, because we got the Switch 2 back in June, right? Yeah, so I could see June 2026, maybe Animal Crossing, plus a.
Well, okay, so I was about to say, when New Horizons came out, it came out in March 23rd, 20th?
Yeah.
March 20th, I believe, in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like its birthday, right?
I
So when Animal Crossing New Leaf came out, that came out in June. So the only right answer for Animal Crossing 2026 to come out is either in March or in June.
Oh yeah.
They will not put it out in October, November,
the thing
December.
is, and the thing I've told Jesse, our brother, he was on the discussion before. This is not the same Animal Crossing as it was before. If that makes sense. This now is a 10 million plus series.
Yeah,
Before,
for sure.
Animal Crossing, I think, topped out at 8 million. But not even 8. If let me look at like New Leaf sales. I think that topped out at maybe 4.
Whoa.
Yeah, so Animal Crossing was a big step. So this, like, that's why.
Also, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I also feel like the reason why it became so big too, because again, New Horizon came out in 2020, COVID year, quarantine. Yeah. So that's all what people wanted to do. You know, they got nothing to do at their home, so like they played Animal Crossing.
Nintendo knows that.
Probably.
Yeah, because they've said it multiple times, or they've said it before in interviews that they realized that Animal Crossing was kind of like an anomaly. Like they can't really replicate it in a way, just because it was the whole world. Okay, just to confirm, Animal Crossing New Leaf sold 13.4 million, and then New Horizons, I think I sold 30.
Oh wow! So more than double.
Oh, sorry, 48.
Okay, yeah, way more than double.
Yeah. So like that's the thing. Like this is a whole new series, and like
yeah,
a part
it's such
of
a large
me
community now.
That I think that Animal Crossing could be a launch title. Or sorry, not a launch title, a holiday title.
Oh.
Because it's
I don't know much about the holiday titles, but yeah, yes, I would agree.
It's a thing.
Animal Crossing's good enough to be the president, goddammit. But sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
But yeah. So
honestly, Tom Nook, let's get at it. Start running for the election.
I think a key takeaway here, though, is that we both think that Animal Crossing is still slated for 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I do like the idea of there being a limited edition Switch 2 with it. Do you think that they actually might have a Switch Lite or a Switch Mini release alongside of it?
They could do that. Yeah, they could honestly do that as well. Like I said, I think Animal Crossing is a big enough game where they're not just going to release it by itself.
Oh,
they're going to have like either, you know, another color variation, the Switch 2 Lite, or like they're going to have something with it, and it's going to be big. That's why it's going to have its own moment.
For me,
but again,
I think
they're not going to release it right now.
Yeah,
they're going to probably wait.
The Switch, like even having a special edition Switch 2 seems a little small for Animal Crossing, and that might be crazy to say. Whoa. I think they have to they release like a smaller version of the console.
And I think that would be cute, actually. I feel like that's really fitting. If Switch 2 has its own like light variation or like a smaller, more travel friendly, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. I feel like that could be fitting for Animal Crossing because it's like a cute little cozy game. You know what I mean? Like you just kind of like
the
bundle up and
problem
play.
With that is just overall the way we are, tariffs, supply chain, everything like that. So that's my only hiccup. Like it's the only reason why I don't think that could happen. But there's already patents, and I've talked about it before in videos, of a Switch Mini or a smaller Switch form factor. So I think that's why the Switch 2, whatever light version of it is going to be, it's going to be a Switch Mini instead of a Switch Lite or something like that. I guess to kind of wrap up this topic, do you think it would launch on the Switch 1 and the Switch 2? Or just the Switch 2?
I really hope it also launches on the Switch 1, just because I only have the Switch 1, so that would be very unfortunate on my end. But
I think they'd be
so.
I think they'd be crazy to do that.
Yeah. Wait, crazy to release it on both?
Yeah.
So you only want it on the Switch 2?
I'm not going to say I only want it on the Switch 2, but I think that it will only be on the Switch 2.
Okay, well, it's like I'm getting a Switch 2 then.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly the reason why. I mean,
oh hell, see, oh man, like,
but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because it's like they projected selling 50 million digital sales or video game sales. That's what they want to make. in
I see.
one year. So that's the thing. Like, I don't know if like Gen 10 Pokemon. I have a feeling that's going to come out in the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 because they want to beat out Red and Blue.
Oh.
They've said that as a goal. That's like they want to create the next big Pokemon game.
Wow. I feel like Pokemon is already keep getting bigger every generation.
Yeah, but like they've never beat the sales from Red and Blue.
Wow, that's crazy. The power of 151.
Yeah. But Scarlet and Violet's number 2. So
well, makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I think they would for a game like Pokemon, they would release on the Switch 1 and the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Because
I would agree.
They want to make those sales. Animal Crossing I don't think needs to sell a lot, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
I mean, yes, it does need to sell a lot, but it doesn't need. I don't know. It like there's no point. Like if it sells 5 million in the first month, it's an evergreen title. They're just gonna be selling more later. I mean,
I honestly just feel like though that if they don't release it on the Switch 1, it's gonna stop people from buying it. I don't see Animal Crossing a type of game where people would only buy the Switch 2 just for it. I mean, I don't really know. I don't know. I mean, it's enough for me to buy it. Absolutely. Actually, maybe it would.
I think so. Honestly, it is a reason a lot of people will buy it. But I guess another thing to think about, and this will kind of be a nice segue into our next topic. The rumors are from Nash Weedle, a prominent. I'm not going to say leaker. Actually, he's gotten some stuff right. Okay, he's a credible kind of person. He's also gotten some stuff wrong. So yeah, take this all with a grain of salt, guys. Okay, I just want to say this out loud.
Do as you wish with this information.
Yeah, he tweeted out back in 2024 about some documentation, or kind of like a video game meeting or a development meeting. I don't know how he got a hold of any of this, but he leaked out some concepts, and a running theme amongst all of it is online multiplayer.
Oh.
Yeah, and okay, so what I'm tying back into the whole Switch 1 thing is, you know the NSO playtest, right? That's also for Nintendo Switch 1 and Nintendo Switch 2.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think the NSO playtest could mean that, if it is for Animal Crossing, I do have a whole video talking about that. It could be for both. I don't know. So yeah, you're on team Switch 1 and Switch 2, and I'm on team just Switch 2.
Yeah, just because I want to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I just want it.
So going
that way I can have 2 islands too, because I can have one on my original, and then when I get a Switch 2, I can have another one.
If it comes out in 2026, the Switch 1 is pretty relevant still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're not. Oh, there's a lot of that could be a whole video.
Yeah.
I'm just like, there's so much stuff stuck against it and for it.
Literally.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I don't know. This is a whole other topic in itself. You're right. My brain is going now.
Okay, well, we can save that for another time.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess going into these rumors, I do want to talk about these because I don't know. They seem to like very plausible for one, and for two, Nash Weedle getting majority of his stuff right. He clearly has some sort of insider information. We could talk about,
or just has superpowers,
or just is good at predicting things. Which honestly, like, it also could be a thing because this just makes sense. I vaguely just touched upon one of the big things, the documents stating basically more collaborative multiplayer. What are your thoughts? I know this is kind of a hot topic. Do you want Animal Crossing to be a more single player oriented game or more MMO-style, massive online multiplayer?
For me personally, I would love... Okay. Let me start off saying, I love Animal Crossing, okay? I think it is meant to be more of a single-player game. However, one thing I wish about New Horizon was that they added a little bit more co-op and multiplayer, like New Leaf, Animal Crossing New Leaf. if that makes
Yes.
sense.
And
But I don't want it to be so multiplayer or cooperative, because then it's just like it kind of takes out the whole point of it being Animal Crossing, in my opinion.
you think? I think like isn't the whole point of Animal Crossing like what the original developer said, like he wanted to invoke the feeling of being with your family even if you're far away?
Yeah, which 1000% I would agree.
Well, wouldn't
Like-
one argue you could literally be with your family when you are X amount away on an online multiplayer?
Yes. But I feel like from the transition from Animal Crossing New Leaf to Animal Crossing New Horizons, they kind of took away some of those multiplayer features.
I do agree. I think like the multiplayer aspects were actually dialed back in New Horizons.
Right. And I'm honestly, they probably only did that due to the fact that they provided just like this so many more options for single player use, like you know, with terraforming and like a whole bunch of new items being unlocked and like little secrets you can discover and like the cooking. So there was a lot more features for a single player. However, I wish they just didn't take away the features you could have done multiplayer, because let's be honest, like the multiplayer features in New Leaf wasn't really that crazy. You know what I mean?
I mean,
It was relatively pretty like simplistic and enough where it was still enjoyable with, you know, your friends and family and as a single player.
yeah, I guess like even in the documentation they say more collaborative multiplayer, because I think
Yeah.
I agree to what you kind of just said there, where it's like the multiplayer was simplistic, but even if it was simplistic, there was more interaction in between everyone else, if that makes sense.
In what, New Horizon or
in
New Leaf?
New Leaf, like Tortimer's Island
Yeah,
and everything.
I would agree.
Like there is more
Yes.
competitiveness, and then New Horizons is kind of just like, what's up? Like,
Yeah, because in New Horizons, like, sure, they expanded the limit on how many people can visit your island / town. New Leaf was 4 people. In Horizons, it's 8 people can visit your island.
Yeah.
So they upped it in that sense, but again, they took away so many other stuff. Obviously, Tortimer's Island being one of them, but also in New Leaf, when you had people over to your town, you were able to play like there was this item called a stopwatch. It was like an orange little clock that you keep in your inventory, and you can put like a timer on and have like a mini little fishing competition or a mini little bug catching competition.
Yeah.
You could have played hide and seeks with your villagers in New Leaf as well. So it's just like those, they all took away New Horizons. So even though, like, yes, they bumped it up to 8 people to visit, but once those 8 people get to your island, it's like, okay, now what do we do? You know what I mean? Like, you can't.
I get
really do much except just kind of drop items and pick up.
To be fair, the stopwatch is in New Horizons.
Is it really? No, it's not.
Yeah,
not in the same aspect.
Oh yeah,
it was.
not in the same aspect. You're right.
Yeah, not in the same aspect as it was in New Leaf.
Yeah, I completely 100% agree, and I've said this before in almost all of my Animal Crossing videos. I don't inherently want MMO Animal Crossing. I still want us to have our own separate island. It's ours to enjoy. But I kind of want a separate area that is MMO-esque. So, like, hypothetically, if they were to bring back crafting, that's a whole nother topic. Will crafting even return? But hypothetically, if they bring back crafting, I kind of want you to be able to go basically the Nook Mile Islands, but instead it's just a massive forest, and it's you and like 10 other people on there, and like people can just come and go as they please. So you could go into the forest and there's like, 10 people there, and then you could like, leave, and then they slowly dwindle. I don't know, that was just a random thought of mine.
Oh.
That or like go ahead.
You're kind of doing like the wild area in Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Basically,
like that.
Oh, that's a really great way of putting it. Exactly like a wild
area. How that's the only cooperative thing?
Yeah. The wild area, but like better than wild area, because those are like ghosts, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So essentially, Tortimer's Island. Tortimer's Island in New Leaf, you were able to purchase like this, it was like a little paper, and this paper was basically a document saying that like, oh, you want like next time you go on the island, you can have an option to play either online or just like solo.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, in a sense that like you can just go to Turner's Island and there would just be another group of people already there, and you can kind of play
Yeah,
with them there.
I
But again, you
just
were only restricted to, that island and the mini games if you
Mhm.
wanted to play.
I think for me is like I just kind of want online without having friend codes.
Okay.
Yeah, where it's like
Yeah.
so. I mean, back in City Folk,
Because
I don't know if you
yeah,
remember
because
this. You can finish your thought.
I was like, because like in New Horizons, like you can't really do anything without a friend code.
Yeah, exactly. You need friend codes to meet with someone. You need dodo codes or something.
Yeah, dodo codes,
I
friend
think
codes.
like it would be just
Yeah.
for example in New Horizons, if you like go to one of Dodo Airlines and then you could just fly to a random island. I don't think that's ever going to be in an Animal Crossing, but that'd be interesting
Right.
because you didn't
Mhm.
need any sort of code or anything else.
Right.
I think they've done this before in Animal Crossing City Folk, where you could open your gates and close your gates for online multiplayer. And
in New Leaf, you could do that in New Leaf.
oh yeah, but like I think in City Folk it was more of just like the minute you open, anyone can join. I might be wrong. It's been so long.
You know what? I would believe it solely due to the fact that, do you remember, this is going to be very niche, on the 3DS in particular, they also had something very similar on the Wii, but it was like that Me Plaza, like Me Swap Meet thing, where
the
like
Spot
wherever
Pass? Street Pass?
I don't know, I can't remember what it was called, but it essentially was like wherever. So say if we went on a car ride, we used to take our 3DSs with us, and if we passed someone else who
you're
had
talking-
like
Yeah,
a
it's Street
3DS or
Pass.
something, like, or yes, yeah, and then it's like you log back on your DS and you see all the people that you
Mhm.
was it like that in a sense, or you opened your gate and like
It's
people can like come by and leave.
I might be wrong and the comments might flame me, but I'm pretty sure it's literally I remember you talk to like the two dogs and then they give
Yeah.
you like a little speech on online play and like
Right.
and then you basically unlock your gates, and then from my understanding anyone could just hop in. But then again, it was a lot harder just to do that because the Wii.
You run the Wii, yeah.
And then you do know you guys had to be friends still. I forgot how this worked. I do believe there was like Wild World connectivity too, where someone could join on a DS. I might be wrong. It's been a while. But yeah, that's how I'd want it to work, where it's like I could open my island up to the public and then people could randomly join in without having to be a friend. I guess speaking about island, where do you want Animal Crossing to go next?
I have been thinking about this for a while, and I still don't have an answer, if I'm being honest. I actually really liked the deserted island vibe. I really did.
It's very hard to get away from
and
it.
I can't imagine. I was to say, I can't imagine Animal Crossing not that. You know what I mean?
To me, I think like the next, something that could be a similar vibe to Island is just a remote area in the forest, which is very fitting for Animal Crossing. The only problem is I don't see them taking a step back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I don't see them reusing the island life.
You don't see them reusing the island concept?
Nope. I think they want to do bigger.
What about
better
Wilbur?
things.
No, give me Dodo Airlines.
I think Dodo Airline. It could be Dodo Subway or something.
Okay, I just came up with
okay,
a
go ahead.
hypothesis or something that I would I think they might do.
Mm.
Okay, so they did the town, right?
Mhm.
They did the town with New Leaf.
Yeah.
They did, I guess you could say the town too in City Folk, but they also did obviously the city, right?
Yeah.
They did the island.
Mm-hmm.
What if, for the new Animal Crossing, are you ready?
Better not say planet.
They kind of like, what if they combined all three of those ideas into the next game?
Island. Wait, how would you combine it?
Like, for example, so maybe like say you get dropped off at the deserted island, right? That's where you start.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of you come across a town, and then you're able to build up that town. And then from the town, there's an abandoned city. You know what I mean? Where it's like, what if like you're able to kind of like connect not only an island but also a town and a city like all in one? Like what if it's like,
I think that's a little crazy.
you know what I mean?
I think that's crazy.
Is that too much to ask for?
I think that is a little too much. I
think that would be really
I'll
cool.
give you the running theories online right now. I think a lot of people are calling Animal Crossing Space, where you control a planet.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a big fan.
I hate that.
No, a lot of people are talking about like Animal Crossing, but like pseudo open world. Like this kind of ties into the MMO aspect, where it's kind of like you could basically just walk in a direction and then like see someone else's town. I don't know how that would work with like the Animal Crossing.
I don't know how that works either.
Yeah, the Animal Crossing unique style of that like barrel movement
and you're saying my ideas are reach?
That
sounds very...
these are what people are talking about. And I think the one that I'm rolling with is a city-based Animal Crossing. Just Animal Crossing in the city.
Yeah, but like
you could make city life more urban or more foresty. I think like picture any rooftop in like New York. There's gardens. There's trees.
Yeah, but like no.
I have my theory, and I'm calling it right now. The next Animal Crossing is gonna have the prefix new. It's gonna be like Animal Crossing new blank.
Well, no, duh.
Well,
I feel
but
like
people,
that's a given.
Bro, you just brought what was that one leak or that one?
I didn't come up with
one?
it. That's what the people said.
Yeah, but what was it called? Animal Crossing Home? No.
I didn't come up with it.
It's gonna be
like...
Animal Crossing New Heights, okay? And it is gonna be city, like it's gonna be a city themed.
You know, I can see them doing a little bit more in the city aspect because, like, sure, I feel like they kind of dabbled into City Folk, right? It wasn't necessary.
They did it with
just
Main
more like a
Street.
shopping center.
Yeah, so they did it with City Folk. They did it with Main Street.
And then, I was about to say, New Leaf, they dabbled into it. They just had, like, that Main Street. But again, it was more like a shopping thing.
Oddly,
but, like, yeah, sure, like, maybe they'll do something. But again, I don't think they'll just leave it as just a city. I feel like they're going to add something to it. I don't see it as
I think,
just
oddly enough, the New Leaf did a better job portraying, like, a city than City Folk. If that makes sense, because Main Street, you built it up though. You added shops, you built up Nook's Cranny. Yeah, I think.
Okay, fine. Like I guess I'll give you that, but that was only because in City Folk there was no such thing as upgrading. The only thing that you could upgrade was just the shop at the town.
The city just seemed very static in City Folk because it was like an older hardware. But I do think like legitimately New Leaf, the progression of building up Main Street, I think would work perfectly on a grander scale in the next Animal Crossing.
I
want to.
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm being completely honest.
I want to go back to these concepts that were. I'm gonna call them leaks. Okay, people could be mad in the comments, but the Nash Weedle leak.
Yeah,
the concepts. They should. Of course, he said expected release window 2026. Large city environment with skyscrapers, a major shift from village/island life. Vehicle travel is a major feature. Cars, buses, scooters, adventure style missions, puzzles and minigames, and then large shopping center will allow other players to own stores and sell their own designs. Okay, there's a lot right there just to even talk about.
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack.
I do think the large city, I think what's important is in the concept, it says city environment instead of like city. Does that make sense?
Actually, yes, you make clear sense. I just don't know if I could get my head around that idea of it only being a city thing, like a city scale, like in a large scale.
I'm just picturing like, because let's just say if you want your like green fix, in like New York City, there's the parks in San Diego and San Francisco. There literally are parks designed to be that touch of greenery inside the city, and I think they could use that to their advantage, if that makes sense.
I guess, but like, how am I supposed to go for a late night swim dive, or how am I gonna go fish in an artificial lake?
Oh,
Like, what?
you're not wrong. I just realized because
Like, it.
that
There's
is
gonna be too many
something I
buildings
haven't
where like the
even
fresh butterflies, they like, for me
I
to go
haven't even
catch.
thought about that.
It's just not gonna. It's just not gonna hit the same again, unless they like figure out a way to have that Animal Crossing vibe, feel the cozy game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the only thing that I can think a city can be kind of cozy like is when it's nighttime. That's about it.
Yeah. I see your point. I totally forgot about fishing and bucket. I'm not gonna lie. Like legitimately. I was just like
Like,
yeah.
again, I like the idea of it being like a large scale city. However, that's why I say I don't think they're just going to leave it at that. If
I
they are going to do something with the city, it's going to be something else with it.
Okay, here
For sure.
I think they could separate it. Like, my idea, it could be a city where you're playing with other people. There could be a forest where you get to catch bugs, you could fish, and then it could be like your own solo kind of, I don't want to say island or like, town. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, what if it gives like I don't know. See, I was gonna say, what if it's like a Stardew Valley type vibe in a sense that like you're in charge of like your own land and then you go over to the city and it's like you have to discover all the little secrets.
Mm-hmm. This is
That way, I don't know.
a good topic. What do you think? Because like right now in New Leaf, we were the mayor, right? And then now
Yeah.
we're like the island resident of service.
Like, what's our rule?
Yeah, what's gonna be our role? And I'll let you know my theory. I think like Isabel, it's already have some experience with like Main Street and developing that. I think Nook and Isabel could maybe expand into developing a city when it comes to parks and everything like that.
Okay.
What's interesting, the leaks from Midori, how I was telling you, he's really credible when it came to the leaks on the code names. Presumably what we're thinking is this game is codenamed Owl, which I wouldn't really look too far into it, just because they don't really say much about the actual game. But apparently this game also has a sort of voting feature similar to Splatoon.
Okay.
Yeah. So like in his post, Midori said something like there's two different games that are using this voting feature. Spiral, or is it not Spiral? Owl, and then I forgot another one by EPD5. And then he explained that it used that Splatoon style like voting feature. Which makes me think, like, what if the city is, of course, a separate part of everyone's villages, and it's just an ever-growing kind of thing that can never be the same, if that makes sense?
No, that doesn't.
Okay, so we all start playing Animal Crossing New Heights, or whatever it's called, right? And the city,
hometown.
Hometown. the city, we all could go to this city and, hang out. We could do stuff. It could be a shopping center. We could trade items. And then the voting system that they're talking about could be things in the city, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So like every month, the whole community votes on like, oh, what should we add next? Should we add more ponds, or like, I don't know. I'm just saying add more ponds, or add more flowers for bugs. Then everyone in Animal Crossing votes, and then after that month ends, similar to how Splatfest works, because they said similar to Splatfest voting system.
Oh,
that's my also theory, and I have a video on that.
Interesting. Okay, I like that idea in a sense of like Splatfest, but here's the problem. That's like I would arguably say the biggest problem about any Animal Crossing game they put out is that I'm going to use a very word. It might sound intense, but this is the only word that pops in my head. Is that Nintendo always abandons Animal Crossing? It always abandons the game. And honestly, same for Splatoon. They always abandon the game in a sense that, after a while of the release, there's no more Splatfest.
I could argue that against
so
that.
it's like I like that idea of the voting system like how it is for Splatoon, but again, that's not gonna last forever, and then it's gonna like kind of make fans upset that like they kind of put the game off to the back burner. I mean, literally look what happened at New Horizons.
I think with New Horizons, they for one did not expect it to sell as well as it did, and truthfully, I really do think the diving update, what was that, update 2.0?
Yeah,
I think update 2.0 wasn't even like, I don't even think that was planned, truthfully.
The diving one was definitely planned because that came out before the last update. The very last update that Nintendo came out was adding Brewster.
Oh, okay.
Brewster,
maybe
the gyroids, and Kappa was the last update that we got.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, my point still stands in regards to if they're planning to support the game, they will. Take Splatoon, for example. The game has been supported for 2 years. They've had seasons for every 2 years, and they preface that beforehand, saying like expect constant updates upwards of 2 years. And I think they would probably do the same for Animal Crossing because one, the people who made Splatoon also made Animal Crossing.
Shoot.
Yeah, and two, I'm pretty sure they split, but I still think that philosophy is still in their head where they're like, okay, after we make this game, we're going to be making more content for it later. And I've said this before in my videos as well, but Nintendo, after the success of Animal Crossing, has stated that they want their game, all of their games, to feel like evergreen titles. And the way to do that is for drips of content. So
yeah, which I would agree keeps the game more live, more exciting to play. But again, like I personally think it's just very unrealistic, to keep having the spout like dripping. Like at one point the water's gonna run out.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Splatoon after 2 years, but then again, I think we all were kind of. I mean, we weren't really that content. We still needed third kits. We still needed certain stuff. But I think as long as they don't gatekeep key features like diving, like I don't know what, I'm trying to remember what they did not add beforehand in New Horizons.
The cooking aspect they waited
for. Brewster wasn't even there.
Yeah, Brewster, and that's like arguably like an OG right there. I'm shocked they hold it off for that long. They hold it off on Kappa, the whole gyroids thing in itself.
You're not. Yeah, see, like as long as all of those are at launch, and then I could see every content drop being like, oh yeah, we actually added 5 more gyroids, or oh yeah, we actually added something else. I that's my hope, and I'm hoping they learn their lesson with the original Animal Crossing New Horizons, and is a semi-complete game at launch.
I'm so torn because obviously I would love it to be semi-complete too, but at the same time I'm like, I mean, I'm one of those players, and in fact that I play every single day, so it's like it's pretty easy for me to like finish the encyclopedia less than a year. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like having all the content or majority of the content out at once, like kind of, I don't want to say ruins it, but it's like, like I did what there is to be done, if that makes sense.
I think that.
So I personally liked how they split it up. Like we didn't get Brewster until, I don't know, a year and a half of the game being released.
How they do it, of course, because I do see your point, and I guess this goes nicely into our next topic. Do you think they're going to change anything about time travel? Because that is a way you could burn through all the content.
I am team not time traveling. That is just a personal preference, but I totally understand I hear people out who do time travel in a sense that, like, say if you do work a 9 to 5, you're not going to play in the morning, so you can't catch the bugs that you can catch in the morning. You know what I mean? So it makes sense for those players. So what I think could be a possible solution is only time traveling within a span of 24 hours. So for example, say if it's, today is August 5th is when we're recording, you cannot time travel to August 4th or August 6th. You can only time travel from 12 a.m. August 5th to 11:59
So by then, could you time travel just day by day then? Is that what you're saying?
No, not day by day. Like,
So
you
they're gonna
can't-
have to track time traveling regardless at that point.
Yeah, I honestly think that's what they should do because, again, the only valid reason I can agree with for the people who time travel is, again, if they have a set schedule where it's like they work or they have school and they just physically
Oh.
cannot play during the hours when you can only catch a certain bug or a certain fish or go to the, like, you know, Tom Nook or like, you know what I mean? Because Animal Crossing in the game itself has already accommodated the people in a sense like you could put an early bird ordinance or a night owl ordinance. But obviously that can only go so far. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
But in a sense to like, in order to time travel like 3 days ahead to make sure your bridge is being like done built, no, you're just impatient. Like you should not be able to do that. In my opinion,
I think
like I'm gonna get attacked so bad in the comments.
no, I agree with that, honestly. You're saying you just time travel within the day. Like if you want to go back to 9 a.m. you can. But you just can't. I guess you can't cross 12 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah.
You can only time travel in the day that you are currently in. You cannot travel a day behind or a day ahead.
I think a better way, to be honest, would just be like the minute you start the game is when would you like to wake up?
Yeah, but here's the thing is that like, at least personally for me, it's like my work schedule's constantly switched. Like I don't wake up at the same time every day.
Well, no, I'm saying like the game, like every single day when you start the game, it's like, oh, what time would you want to wake up? 6 a.m., 6 p.m.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a bad way of doing things.
No, but again, so it's kind of more like I don't want to say like a Stardew Valley time concept where it's like the value of a minute isn't real time. I
think if you accommodate time travel, you're losing Animal Crossing. Like what was the first ever slogan for Animal Crossing? I think it was like the game that plays itself even when you, or the game that keeps playing even when you don't. That was like,
or something like that.
Yeah. And I don't think they would ever accommodate time travel. What I do think they could do is completely ban it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you could, but again, I totally hear out the people who actually use time travel to like.
I agree. Like honestly,
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna probably time travel.
But see, you're always a time traveler just because you're impatient.
Even in New Horizons, I did not time travel for the first 3 months.
You're a time traveler. I still stand on it.
You could go back on my streams and
brother,
I remember...
you literally only had your original island for 2 weeks, and you decided that you weren't happy with it, so you restarted the island just to. Actually, how's your island doing, by the way?
My island's great. Which island is the real question?
Yeah, no, you're such a cheater, brother.
I'm not a cheater. So legitimately, like I said this in my time travel video, it's like the whole reason why I got off of Animal Crossing is I missed a day, and I'm like, well, that's it.
I know. I watched that video, and that's a you problem.
It's not okay.
Like,
hold on.
Why is missing a day such a
It's
big
not
deal?
just a
just
me problem, though.
Like, and I know it's not just a you problem, but like it is a you problem in the sense that like, and other people problems too who think the same way. But I'm like, why does that stop you? Like, you're not getting grounded. You're not. There's no punishment.
I'm getting grounded by my villagers. They're literally gonna be like, "Well, Freddy, where were you last night?"
And if anything, they have changed the dialogue tremendously from the New Horizon villagers from the previous ones. The previous villagers used to be so rude. I thought it was funny. Like, they would throw sarcastic jabs at you in a sense like, oh, look, finally woke up from their 3-month nap. Like, they used to say, like, out-of-pocket stuff like that. But now they're like, oh my gosh, like, we were so worried about you. Like, we hope you're okay. Like, they have become so sensitive and filtered in New Horizons. It's crazy.
No, I still like. Okay, I mean, back to the main topic. I do think.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Nintendo is gonna find a way to limit time traveling, especially if it's a more MMO online oriented game, like the rumors are saying. I could definitely see them limiting it in that way.
Yeah, I don't think they'll limit. I don't think they're gonna ban it. But I think they'll probably find a way to limit it. But again, I just feel like even if they put like kind of like a limit, people are still probably gonna find a way. Like I mean, feel like there's no way to go.
Sorry, go ahead.
That was it.
I think honestly, like, I mean, just look at how they're handling Mario Kart World right now. They're limiting how people can play online races because they were mad that people weren't using the intermission tracks and only wanted to play 3-lap tracks. So, yeah, if they're being like that for Mario Kart, what's stopping them doing that for Animal Crossing?
But the thing with Mario Kart was that was competitively, that was online. That's like,
Yeah, but the thing is,
whereas
like,
Animal Crossing is supposed to be fun, lighthearted.
it's just
cozy.
a format, though. It's like, oh, you could be competitive in intermission, and you could also be competitive in 3-lap tracks. So it's like, why is it such a big deal? You're still racing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just people getting pressed.
But I think you're looking at this the wrong way.
No, probably. And I probably don't understand Mario Kart just because like I haven't played it. I only played it on Jesse's Switch like twice. So I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, it is just something to think about, but I think legitimately, I suspect they're gonna pose some sort of limitation when it comes to time traveling, and I guess kind of circles back to the whole update thing, because they kind of did this in New Horizons with the whole just updates in general. Like they didn't have some of the events until closer to the event, if that makes sense.
They didn't have any events.
Like Toy Day wasn't in the game at launch.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That was, I feel like, New Horizons' way of, like I said, limiting time traveling. However, that didn't stop anyone.
It didn't stop anyone.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. Or like when summer came around, they didn't put out the summer update in terms of like the seasonal items because of time travelers. Yes.
And if they are
I would agree.
doing more events style, like let's just say their Toy Day and everything like that is more like Splatoon Splatfests. I think they could make events like that be only tied to the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that could hypothetically stop time travelers.
I just thought of something that I want to see back that they took out.
Yeah, go. What is it?
Or do you want me to save it?
No, what is it?
I just thought of, what they took out of Animal Crossing New Horizons that they need to bring back?
New Horizons or New Leaf?
It was in City Folk, but it was not in New Horizons. Now, was it in New Leaf?
What is it?
I honestly can't remember. I don't think it was in New Leaf. Was it? Remember how, I believe they're called the flea markets in City Folk in particular, where there was a certain day, I think it was like the last Sunday of every month. There was a flea market, and all the villagers are in their house, and you can go in their houses, and you can just click on an item that they had in their house and see if it was for sale.
Yeah.
And then obviously vice versa on your end, where like you can be in your house, your villagers would come in and ask if they could, buy the pieces off of you. I think they should bring that back, but I think it'd be really cool again
with players
for like a co-op feature.
See, this is why I think Animal Crossing would be perfect as like an MMO. Is something like that, a flea market day?
Yeah,
where
I miss that.
If like the event is held, let's just say in the city, you bring, all the items you want to sell, you drop them down onto a tarp, and then boom, that's your stall, and then people would walk.
Yeah, because in New Horizons, I guess you could say they did like the quote unquote ghetto version in a sense that like whoever was the host, right, their island had to completely be stripped, like super flat, nothing on there. And a bunch of other people from islands would come on your island, and you would just have like your own little lot, essentially, like a little 3x3 square land, and you would just drop your items there. And like people can just like hover over and like pick up. But again, that kind of like,
you're talking about
like if I were to go on like the islands, I could just literally pick up whatever I want, and nothing's gonna stop me. You know what I mean? Like I just took everyone's items and I'm dipping.
Yeah, you're talking about like a player-made kind of swap meet.
Yeah. Like there's a Discord server that I'm in for Animal Crossing, and there's like a little channel where it's for swap meets. Yeah, and basically a person invites other people to the island, and they have like a little swap meet. But again, nothing's secure in a sense that like you can't negotiate a price. You just literally pick up and you hope that they put down bells right after. Like
yeah.
So you know what I mean? So
I think Nintendo and Animal Crossing have seen Nookazon. They have seen the amount of
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, Nicholson's a big one.
yeah, Nash Weedle. Going back to the Nash Weedle leak, he has said that there's going to be a concept was a new in-game monetary system, which sounds to me like they're embracing the whole trading aspect. Like, imagine, like, you know how everyone just kind of assumed Nook Mile tickets were the better currency?
I actually don't have. I actually like the currency with the Nook Mile tickets. The reason why the Nook Mile tickets had a lot of value to be considered a currency was because of the villager hunting.
Well,
It was randomized. There was no ways to cheat that.
I'm just saying, I think Nintendo is going to legitimately put effort into another type of currency. It'll be bells, and it'll be like a premium currency. Or I'm not.
But the funny thing is that I don't think Nintendo realized or could even think that Nook tickets could even be a currency in the game. I don't think they ever had that anticipation.
Bro, they did not anticipate people villager hunting. So it's like,
no, they definitely yeah. So it's kind of funny.
So yeah, I do think this secondary monetary system will be more easily transferable. The only question is, what is it going to be used for? It has to be valuable for it to be a bells or something.
Right.
Yeah. I think I legitimately don't know. I think it could be access to another shop. Something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you bring up good points. And honestly, you just gave me a really good video idea, because I do think Nintendo is paying attention to what players are doing, are making themselves. Player-made swap meets.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What other events style things are there? I'm trying to remember. Treasure Islands, I think, is gonna come back.
Those are scams.
What I think
Treasure.
I could totally see them legit. I think they could do that legitimately. Imagine at the 6 or at 6 p.m. every night, there is gonna be a pseudo treasure island in the city or something like that. It's like an Easter egg hunt, but instead of Easter eggs, you just have to collect there's furniture hidden all the way or all over the city. Go grab it now. Stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I do think swap meet is a generally good idea. It does fit the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the swap meet or the flea market. It should definitely bring those back.
I'm trying to remember
the Treasure Island thing. That was definitely OP. That's way overpowered. I don't think Nintendo's gonna do anything about that.
You're not wrong. But I think if they were to embrace the whole collaborative multiplayer thing, it'd be something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I think honestly, we're already an hour in. This is probably one of the last topics we're going to talk about, and then we could save it for a whole nother video. If you guys have made it this far, listening in, don't forget to comment down below if you guys want a second part, because I don't even think we're a quarter through the document that we made.
Yeah. So I like to talk a lot, my bad.
No, it's all good. But going into where they said a large shopping center that allow players to own stores and sell their own designs.
I think that's a really fun idea.
You think? You kind of reminded me when you talk about,
because I guess in New Horizons, the only way you could, you sell, it's not even selling because you're not gaining anything from it, first of all.
Yeah.
Is that you could, when you create a design on your own, you have a generated code, and you just type in the code and you have another player's design. Or if you create your own design, you go into Able's sister's shop and just kind of put your designs up on their thing. But again, it's not for sale. That's the thing. I don't really gain anything from it. So I think it would be really cool if you could have even your own little stall. You know what I mean? Not necessarily a store, but what if you put your designs there for sale? That'd be kind of cool.
I think that'd be cool, especially if they're making their own a different currency when it comes to trading or
for sure.
It's interesting because user generated content, that's what basically this is called, is an interesting concept when it comes to Nintendo games because it's rarely put into them. But what's interesting is in the Nintendo Switch Online playtest, this is one thing that they're testing out, is like people making their own items, and they're not selling it, but you basically place down this kind of stall-esque thing, and people walk up, pick up the item, and you kind of like, you didn't sell it, but people are now wearing what you created.
Right.
I don't know how
That'd be
much
cool.
I'm able to share, but like I made like a Link hat for your character to wear, and I just placed it right in front of the area that we were working on. And so many people just went to it and grabbed it. It was a good feeling. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I can think it would be cool if Nintendo gives the player the option, whether if they just want to publicly post their design so anyone can grab it, or if they want to kind of lock it and keep it private and only sell it for like an online currency.
Okay, so that's so interesting because like that's also in the NSO playtest, where you could lock it to you could only give it to someone, or you could make it public for people to get.
Right.
And then another thing, Nintendo has had some experience with user-generated content. Like, for example, Mario Maker, like literally every level is user-made. And I think every single time they've had something like that, they've had like a voting system where like, oh, X person liked your profile. In Nintendo Switch Online, they actually have this. How would you feel if, like, of course, we have like the island cards in New Horizons? What if I'm pretty sure they're going to bring that back, but what if it was more tied to other people's opinions about you?
I mean, I don't really have like a set side on that. I mean, I think it'll be pretty cool. I don't see the issue. Is there an issue?
I mean, so honestly, like, I have a love-hate relationship with it. When it came to like the island cards in New Horizons, I thought that was super cool and very underutilized. Like, when's the last time you used your island card?
I would agree.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like having a score, or it's like the amount of people that thumbed up you or something, would be cool.
Yeah.
I do think it'll be like, I swear, if they have sort of achievements where it's like, oh, have 10,000 people like you, then it's like, that's my problem with it. But then again, like, not a lot. They haven't done a lot of games with it, so I don't know how.
I know in New Horizons there was like the achievement thing in a sense that you can get stamps, but can other players see all your stamps, or is that only a personal view?
I think so. That's another thing. Like,
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah, if they add Nook Miles Plus, oh my god, this is a whole nother topic.
Yeah. There's so many things that that I have in my head that like they took away that can add, or things I want to see, or like, you know what I mean?
We're gonna have to make this a weekly series. Not yet. No, but yeah, I 100% get you. So, when it comes to the large shopping center, or he specifically says sell their own designs and items, do you think they're gonna revamp the pattern system? Because that's kind of like when he talks about designs, that's what we're assuming, right?
Yeah.
Because like they definitely improved it in New Horizons. But
oh yeah, no, they definitely did. Yeah.
I think you could definitely get like more clothing models, or you should be able to buy more clothing models, if that makes sense.
Like where you put your designs up, like in the store?
Well, I mean, like models as in like actual video game models, like a dress model that you could put textures on.
Oh, I see.
But because like there's only like how many? There's only like 4. It's like a very weird looking dress, a long sleeve shirt, and a short sleeve shirt.
Oh no, New Horizons, I think it's completely switched. You're thinking of, yes, in New Leaf and like City Folk, it was like a weird looking dress, a shirt, and a beanie looking hat.
Oh yeah. And then the New Horizons, what was it?
In New Horizons, it's completely, I don't want to say completely different, but again, you still have the traditional like beanie hat. You also have what are they called? Like a top hat, the ones with like the rim all the way around.
Yeah.
You also could do like just a standard baseball cap now as well. In terms of dresses, you can have a long dress, you can have a short dress, you can have a short sleeve, you can have like a tank top dress.
Yeah.
And then you can also make like a t-shirt, just a regular tank top. You can make a long sleeve. You can make a hoodie now, or a crew neck, so like a thicker hoodie, but just without the hood.
I did not know this, man.
Yeah.
I guess
you can also just do like the umbrella. You can also do just like a regular like artwork like on the wall. And then another thing too that they added, which was pretty cool, you can design your own phone case, and you can also design like your own little like like your
Your
little fan,
flag.
like a little handheld fan
Oh
thing,
wait, what?
flag thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Okay, never.
yeah. There's different things you
I
could
wasn't
design.
really big into designing things, to be honest, in New
It's a
Horizons.
skill.
Yeah.
It's a talent.
Well, like
That's yeah.
honestly, I thought it was super. What do you want to call it? Not scary. What's another word? But
Tedious.
huh? Not tedious.
Tedious.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess tedious. Seeing the tedium of it, like when it came to the
Yeah.
NSO playtest, I saw what people were making. They were making full on costumes, and then the way
Yeah.
it's literally a 3D modeling software in the game, and I'm like, this is going to be so challenging. But then once you get into the groove, like, yeah, you can create some cool stuff. My question for you is like, did you do any designs in Animal Crossing New Horizons?
Yeah. I did a lot actually. I mainly did
Floor patterns, right?
so I didn't really come up with anything like from my head. I like to recreate like like YouTubers merch, but in Animal Crossing,
What?
or like
That's actually so cool. Hold on.
or any Blackpink fans out there. It's like a K-pop girl group. I made like a Blackpink hoodie that my character could wear. Like with like their logo. People, yeah, I'd make like their Meryl twins, YouTubers that I watched. I made their merch for my character. I actually also made Charger, or attempted to make Charger in a pixel form to put as my town flag.
Charges our dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
my thing is, if they were to add this sort of shopping selling feature to the next Animal Crossing, I think they have to have more than what it is right now.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they have already. You know what I mean?
You think? I don't know. I think like if you think about it, if you're letting millions of players create whatever they want and they only have 6 different shirt options.
Yeah, but it's like, what more do you want, brother? Like, you got the long sleeve, the short sleeves, the longer versions, the shorter versions, the tank tops, the hood.
I'm trying to remember, just looking, because I want to
you're just thinking
really
of, like,
be able to create what you could buy in Able Sisters.
Yeah.
Because
you can technically now. I mean, yeah, Able Sisters has a little bit more like texture, I guess you could say.
That's what I want.
And
like something to like.
I think that would be a really cool feature to add. But maybe that's something that you can unlock with is it Sable?
Oh
yeah. So not Mabel, but the sister Sable behind the sewing machine. Normally, if you build a relationship with her, she'll just give you like free like patterns to use. So maybe instead of like just her giving you free patterns, because let's be honest, we all don't use those. Yeah, she can give you like little textures instead.
I think the system they have now with like the square and everything is, I think, probably the best it's gonna be. But I think you could add texture on those squares would be cool. I just wanted to be able where I could almost recreate what you could hypothetically buy from the Able Sisters.
Yeah. I think that'd be really cool.
And I just don't think we have the tools right now to actually do that. Like you could get close for some things, but there's like others you can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's your feeling on kind of user generated content in Animal Crossing? Like hypothetically, if you could go to someone's store and buy something, it kind of ruins the Able Sisters, right?
No. I personally don't think so, because no, I don't think so, because you also do run into this issue of that with when you create like these codes, it takes up slots in your
I still think the slots are gonna be there.
Yeah, but the thing is that like you only have a certain like limit. So right now it's like only like 32, and if you have a customized path in your town, that's automatically 24 taken up.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think if they separate,
so it's like,
yeah, you're right.
The original capacity for like your design slots was like 9. Then they upped it to 16, and then now it's 32. But like, are they just gonna keep upping it then, or like?
I think they'd keep it 32, like 32 shirt slots, and then 32, paths. Is there anything else you think would be? Or go ahead. You can finish that. I was gonna go on
I don't
another
know. That's the
topic.
only thing I could think like that would stop the limit was just like the capacity of having a design slot. But I don't think it'll take away, again, just reiterate things. I don't think it'll take away from the Able sister as a whole, just because like I still create designs and I still buy from the Able shop all the time.
Yeah.
But
I guess you're not.
because there's some things that like the Able sisters provide that you cannot make. For example, like sunglasses or more. So I guess you could say more like accessories.
Yeah.
Also, another thing too that you can't create are like pants, skirts, shorts.
I could
You
totally
can't
see
make
them
those as a
opening that
design.
up though. Like that was kind of my original point. Was like if they were to allow us to make stuff and sell stuff, they would have to let us be able to make shoes, make pants, maybe even make accessories like watches and earrings.
That'd be cool. Watches and earrings. They actually haven't had that.
Yeah.
I know they added like backpacks. That's like kind of like the new thing. But
yeah. Or like any sort of outerwear. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
But yeah, I think this is something I wish and hope they add, just because I'm pretty sure, again, they're looking at Nookazon, they're looking at what we were basically doing without their permission, if that makes sense. I don't think they expected Nookazon to exist. I don't think they expected people to do swap meets, to make treasure islands, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, I think that's about it for this discussion so far. I mean, we're already almost an hour and a half in. We have a lot more things to talk about, and actually we are going to be recording a bonus episode right after this, so if you haven't already become a channel member to get access to that. It's 30 more minutes of us just kind of talking about less of Animal Crossing 2026, more of Animal Crossing as a whole, and kind of the future, especially because you went to the Sea Life collab, right?
Yes, Animal Crossing right now is on their aquarium tour in like real life, and I was given the opportunity to go to one of their stops in Phoenix, Arizona. And yeah, I was at the Sea Life Aquarium and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it on the bonus. So again, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and become a channel member for as low as $2 a month and get access to all the exclusive content that we've made prior, as well as that episode. That'll be in the description. Anything else you want to add before we end this main topic discussion?
No.
Any channel you want to shout out?
Yeah, if you want to go check out my channel, AllStarMarie03, I have a bunch of video games like gameplay, Animal Crossing. I also open up Pokemon cards, toy unboxings, all that fun stuff.
Her channel will be linked in the description. Go ahead and check her out. Show her some love. Yeah, this was super fun. We still have like 75% of the documents, so if you guys do want to see,
we barely went through the whole outline.
If you guys want to see more of this, comment down below. Let us know that you made it all the way to the end, and if this does well, of course we'll do a lot more. I think we'll do more regardless, but this is legitimately fun. I know with Jesse, he didn't really know too much about Animal Crossing, but it was still fun.
Oh yeah, I love Animal Crossing, brother.
Yeah. But yeah, don't forget to like the video, comment what you want us to talk about next. And if this video does super well, we might try and make this a weekly thing. Until we have nothing Animal Crossing to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's about it. My name is, I'm Crafty Type 1. And we will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.